Salute, comrades. I am William Thomas McCallum Jr., founder and freedom fighter of the Unchained Truth, a movement dedicated to amplifying the voices and stories of incarcerated men and women whose truths have been silenced behind steel and concrete. These voices, whether shaped by past mistakes or the weight of injustice, deserves to be heard. Their stories matter. Our mission is clear: to liberate minds, expose injustices, and ignite meaningful dialogue on critical issues such as reentry, prison conditions, rehabilitation, systemic unprofessionalism, redemption, personal growth, and the power of second chances. Stay engaged with the revolution. We live for the people, we strive for the people, we fight for the people, and we will liberate the people. Today, we honor and salute our guests. Let your voice resonate, your truth be spoken, and your mind be freed. We have nothing to lose but our chains, and that is the Unchained Truth. Your time is now. Let's seize this moment. What's your name, your office number, and where are you from?
My name is Antone Mack. My office number is 1251-005, and I'm from Laurinburg, North Carolina.
What were you convicted of, Matt? How much time did they sentence you to?
I was convicted of second-degree murder, and they sentenced me to 15 to 18 years.
So how long have you now been incarcerated?
Currently, I've been incarcerated for 114 months, 9.5 years.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Mack. How old were you when you came into the system, and what were you feeling at that time?
I was 28. I was feeling anger. I was feeling lost, and I was feeling anxiety for the first time in my life.
Do you happen to have any children? If so, what are their names and ages?
Yes, sir, I do. I have 5 children. I have 3 boys and 2 girls. The oldest being Isaiah Ezekiel Mack, born 8/6/2010, and Caleb Marcarius Berry.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Caleb Marcarius Berry, 4/15/2011. I have my middle child, Leona London Mack, 12/21/2012. I have Zamir Rodell Morrison, 9/23/2013. And my youngest, Anari Janelle Mack, 4/13/2016.
Boy, you got 5 kids, boy. Yeah, hey, let me ask you something. How does it feel being physically absent from your children's lives?
Oh, it hurts beyond words in this way. It's a lot of feeling lost, disappointed in myself, and not being a good father. It's a lot of that feeling.
Well, don't feel so down on yourself and everything about not being a good father. You know what I'm saying? Because we can still be fathers behind these walls. You know, so and that leads me to my next question. Like, what do you do to be there, to be present for them mentally and spiritually?
When I contact them, I try not to let 24 hours go past without having some type of conversation with them. And I always encourage them to treat people how they want to be treated, to stay in school, to respect their mothers, to always check on each other, to always be polite to people, to always be mindful of the things you say, and to continue to pray and stay strong, and to express yourself at all times and be respectful.
That's right. Well spoken, just like a father. Hey, do you have anyone in society who supports you? Family, friends, or partner?
Oh yeah. I have quite a few. Man. Starting with my key lady, my mother, man. Brenda Fairley, I love her. I love her to life. And I have my Uncle Timmy, my Uncle Tommy, my Aunt Linda, my Uncle Bo. I have my homeboys Red. I have Temus. I have my homeboy Mil. I have my aunt Phyllis. I have my brothers, Brandon Jamal Mack. I have Al Ray. I have my brother Antonio, my sister Shantae, Jessica, my brother Terry, and plenty more. I can name a few. I can keep naming for days. But I appreciate them all. And I know at times when they can't be there, it's not that they don't want to be due to certain circumstances. And I know it's all love. So anytime I need them, they're there.
Tell us about your childhood. What experiences, traumas, or conditions that may have shaped your path?
Childhood started out innocent. You know, as every other childhood does start out innocent, and you start witnessing things, violence, and when you're not in the same household with your mother and father, it's back and forth from this house to that house, going to see your pops, and then in the midst of that, going to see family members. And outside of my mother, that's where I witnessed drug use, violence. The streets was more present. Every time I was away from my mother, that's when I would see the more side of the street, outside of my mother and my father.
Yeah, the streets can definitely take a hold of us, man, you know, and take us away from our family and the morals and principles that our mother, everybody that loves us, try to teach us, instill within us. So, you know, I definitely understand that. Like, let me ask you this, what did you want to be growing up? Like, what were your dreams before the system got involved?
Oh yeah, I had my first dream was being a truck driver, man. You know, that's the first thing I saw my pops doing. When I first realized, let's say, the workforce, the world of work. I noticed he was driving trucks, so in my eyes, I wanted to be what he was doing. I wanted to drive trucks. I wanted to be an artist, and I wanted to build houses. Like as every child does, go through different phases of what they want to be, and I wanted to be what he was. I wanted to be a truck driver. That was my main thing.
That's good. That's good. Hey, what do you think led you to this point in your life? Like, you know, the events or circumstances or situations. What do you think led you to this point?
Well, there's always peer pressure, but I wouldn't use that as an excuse because even at an early age, I had the mind frame to think for myself and to lead myself and not fall for someone else's shenanigans to get me into things. I would make my own poor decisions before I let someone else give me a poor decision to make. So I would say running the streets, the wrong crowd. Music plays an intricate part in life too, though. You can hear things in music, and you wonder if you can do those things or you can be like that person. Also, I would say in the streets. When you run the streets, man, you're gonna run into people that don't have your best interests at heart, and they're always gonna have some type of angle that benefits them, and the risk factor for them is low, and you have to suffer the consequences of that.
What choices or decisions you think you could have made that would have given you a different outcome?
Well, I would break it down to saying, just leave the streets alone and all. That's what I would say. The choice to disobey my mother and not listen to her when she tell me, don't be around that crowd, or be in the house, or be here at a certain time, or you need to continue to do your homework. Don't skip school. Focus on your sports. Spend more time with your brothers. So my decision making was poor, and even though I knew what I was doing wasn't beneficial to me, no one in the household, or my future.
Okay. Have you lost any loved ones since you've been incarcerated?
Yeah, I lost my pops July 2nd, 2023. That was a hard one to swallow because I had just talked to him on his birthday, May 14th. That was the last time I spoke with him. I told him I love him. So I spoke with him after his birthday. I spoke with him on Father's Day. I told him on Father's Day that I love him and I wanted him to come see me. And then I lost my grandfather the following year, and I lost my great aunt. So it's been a few losses, but the loss of my father hurted me. That hurted me, to see him in the casket and to knowing I had just talked to him. and I told him I was gonna come home and do better and make him and my mother proud. So that stung. That stung. Still getting over. Still fighting the grief, or I could say the anger that comes along with being in here and not being able to help out the family when they needed me to be there for them when they're dealing with the loss of my father. Yeah, it stung, man, and it still stings to this day. But I know he's watching over me, and yeah, every time I talk about him, that's a touchy topic. It just hurt to see him in the casket and me have chains on and couldn't be at the funeral. I only was able to go see the wake to see the body. It's a painful feeling that I don't wish on no one.
So with being incarcerated, how do you deal with that grief, that loneliness, or, for that traumatizing moment? How do you deal with all that?
With the loss is you have to keep going. You can't be stagnant. Life goes on. You have to stay strong. Remember all the good principles. Remember every good moment you had that you can remember. Cherish those moments. Bring them to life in your head. You got to be positive. You have to stay strong. Like my mother says, pray. Have faith in God. Put work towards that faith. So that sees me through it. The love of a supporting cast, especially your mother, it sees me through day to day. Knowing that I have her to watch my back from the outside when I'm dealing with things on the inside. That's enough to give me the strength to conquer each day and to look at the bigger picture. Yeah, I would have said to look at the bigger picture of what's important and to know that, like I said, life goes on, so we have to be mindful that there's another day, that we can't just stop today. We have to shoot forward. There's more. I have children I have to come home to, and I have a future to rebuild.
That's right, my brother. You definitely do, man. First off, man, I'd like to say sorry for your losses, man. Especially that big loss right there with your father, man. I don't know what it feels like. I still have my father, and my father is your father. You know what I'm saying? We brothers, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am with it. I'd like to ask you something, man. What has your prison experience been like physically, mentally, and emotionally?
Oh, my prison experience, man, it's been one hell of a roller coaster ride, man. It's all over the place, man. You have good days, you have dreadful days, you have happy days, but it's nothing that I've never grown to be comfortable with. The anger of waking up every day with having to repeat the same day. So you have to find something in that day to make it better than the day before. It's been stabbings, drug overdoses. It's been guys with no integrity, no morals, lack of dignity. It's been evil at every turn. There's always some type of force of evil that's around. Man, it's a battle. It's a battle. It's a war all over the country when it comes to prison. Whatever prison you are at, or I'm at, to any of those guys that are listening, I know it's a battle. So you have to fight. You have to fight the good fight, man. It's always something with each day, whether it be the shower, whether it be the phone, whether it be the TV, whether it be the water fountain, or something as small as a shirt given to you by the state people. There's always been confrontations. So I choose to conversate with guys that are looking towards better, working towards being better, and it ain't been perfect on my end because I've made bad choices in here. So I will boil it down to saying that each day is a battle within itself.
What's something people on the outside, excuse me, Mr. Antone Mack, 60 seconds has came up, and the Unchained Truth will continue. Back to the Unchained Truth with my brother and comrade, Mr. Antone Mack. My brother, I was asking something before the phone came up to 60 seconds. I was asking, what's something people on the outside would never understand about prison life?
Well, one of the major things that I think people on the outside, especially ones that have never been to prison, what they won't understand is the loneliness that you see, whether it be female companionship or people that have burnt bridges in the world. I can only imagine that would be the worst feeling for them, to have no one to send them money, to send pictures or letters. It's just the loneliness itself will break a person. So you have to have a strong mind and a strong will to make it. So yes, I would say that they would never understand the loneliness.
You're definitely right about that, man, especially if you don't have any type of support system out there in society, someone that can send you money, help you out with things as far as like getting shoes and hygiene and, you know, food packages and things of that sort. It's definitely hard on you in here. Let me ask you, since you've been incarcerated, have you witnessed or experienced injustice, abuse, or unprofessional behavior from staff or administration?
Oh yes, I witnessed each of those things, starting from the county jail to the process, from Craven to Scotland to Lumberton to here in Columbus. The unprofessionalism, the lack of respect towards a person, despite what their charges are, or despite what their sexuality is, despite where their religion is. Each person deserves to be treated like a person, and to be beat on, to be taken up front, to be beaten on, to be called out your name, to be blatantly disrespected in front of, around your peers or around the senior citizens here, to be belittled, the inhumaneness of the clothes, the lack of cleanliness around. It's sickening. It's sickening, man. It's on all levels. It's on all levels, federal, state, local. I'm pretty sure. And the way some officers talk to me like they're children, it's sad, and then it needs addressing.
That's right, my brother. We're human beings. We're not animals. We're not savages. Yeah, we make mistakes. Some of us are in here, and they are actually innocent. You know, but nobody deserves to be treated in a savage manner or inhumanly manner. You know. So, what rights do you think incarcerated people should be fighting for right now?
Well, I would say one of the things that they should be fighting for is to be treated as a person. The right to have better counsel. The right to have better, just being treated better all around, man. They need to have better hygiene for the inmates that doesn't have anything. And then they have the right to have access to more, I would say, they have access to more lawmakers, easier ways to make things better as far as trying to get back in the court, or the guys that are less fortunate, don't have financial support. They need your platform, man. They need you. We need you. So we can reach out, man, to these lawmakers and get things pushing, man. And it's so much that we need. I can't even. I should have wrote it down. That's what I can say. I should have wrote it down. But we need you, man. That's what we need.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. If you had the chance to speak to lawmakers or the public, what would you want them to hear from you?
If I had a chance to speak to lawmakers or public, I would want them to know that all, like you had just said, all men in here aren't guilty. There are a lot of innocent men in here, and so many deserve a second chance. Like I said, despite the charges or the sexuality or the nature of the charge, like I say, each man needed to be treated as a man. Each woman needs to be treated as a woman, and the respect must be there. So the law, I would say that they need to be mindful of people in general, so they help us out to the point where the programs are better, the housing is better, especially with the guys that are going home and are staying out of trouble and are working hard and have rehabilitated themselves, not running the streets. They need better access to reach back and help us out. You know what I'm saying? So I will tell the lawmakers they need to change the laws for the better, so the guys that do deserve a second chance and are working towards a second chance have the opportunity to have that second chance.
Well spoken, my brother. Who are you today, and how is that different from who you were when you came in?
Today, I'm a man of more dignity, better. I would say my character has strengthened. I remain myself. I never try to be someone I ain't. The guy that came in was, I could say, partially wild. I really didn't care too much of what others thought of him, which I still don't. It's just I had to become mindful of the people around me. You have to consider people. You know what I'm saying? You have to be more considerate. So I would say where I've grown in the area of wanting to help even more. I was always the type to want to give the person a shirt off my back if they need it. Now I'm willing to give them a shirt off my back and give them the keys to my car if I had it, to get them to work. So I'm growing in every aspect, man, especially with my character.
Was there a turning point in your mindset or growth while you've been incarcerated?
Yeah, the turning point was when it really hit me when my daughter asked me. She asked me when I was going to come home to take her to school. At that point, I made a decision. She was 5 when she made that statement, and she was 2 months. She was born 2 months after I got locked up. And at that time, when she asked me that question, I had 10 years left. So my response was blank. I couldn't say nothing to her. So right then and there, I made it up in my mind to be focused on her and her brothers and sisters, to come home and to be better for them. First, I had to get myself together, and then secondly, make everything better for them.
So what have you done to grow, reflect, or change?
Well, I've changed my thinking process. More positive thoughts, more positive vibes. Taking up classes. I was a year into my 2-year associate degree. That's on pause until I'm sent to a camp that I can finish up the course. I'm waiting to be enrolled in Thinking for a Change. I have a masonry certificate that I received years prior. I have a poetry class that I have completed. Also, I'm working on some certificates on the Idofu. And I have probably less than an hour left on Black Love. I'm taking long, my brother. I apologize, but I'm getting it done. But yeah, there's more things in the making.
With the classes and programs and courses that you have completed during your incarceration, in your opinion, how would these experiences support your successful reentry into society?
It'll give you work, especially with the HVAC. You know, through my research is getting money in HVAC, and Thinking for a Change class will help me to better analyze situations, to deal with confrontation better, to talk more, to talk less, and to listen more. Also, to avoid the streets. That's the sole purpose of it. Not hitting the repeat button.
So, do you have specific goals or objectives you aim to achieve prior to your reintegration into society?
Yes, sir, I do. I want to work hard, like I say, and get myself together so I can get things better for my children. I'm going to. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better worker. I want to start a business to have something to leave for my children. When I'm not here, I have goals to buy land. I have goals. I want to build a house. I'm going to build a house. To continue my family reunion, that's a big thing I want to do, to bring their family back together. It's been a few years since they had that. So I want to work on that and just to be a better person for society, a better person for the world.
That's right, my brother. And let me ask you this question here, because I want you to give a message to the youth out there, man. Because, you know, there's a lot of young folks out there in society, man, who are deemed incorrigible, you know what I'm saying, that has endured abuse, substance use, violence, neglect, gang involvement, and other traumatic experiences. If you were addressing a room full of youth currently facing these challenges, what message would you share to inspire, encourage, and motivate them toward a positive path?
I would look at the crowd of the youth and I would tell them to take the blinders off, to look around them, to take notice of what's happening at all levels of their life. It's just to notice that the streets aren't what they claim to be. The drugs alter your mind to the point where you'll lose it. Violence doesn't help no one. Stay in the school, treat people how you want to be treated, hard work, focus on the things that are important. I would tell them to stay away from negative mindsets, negative energy. I will also tell them that nothing bad comes out of hard work and staying out of trouble. To lead your own way, to don't follow the crowd, unless that crowd is a crowd of good people headed in the right direction. I would tell them that guns are not the way. Don't carry guns. It's all right to have your license to carry, to protect your family, to protect yourself. But at an early age, you should be focused on schoolwork, sports, treating each other the best way you can. I know it's hard dealing with the traumas of gangs, and especially when you come from a household where parents are on drugs or parents are lost. It's a task. It's one hell of a task. But I would tell them to stay focused, to tread lightly around people that don't have their best interests at heart. I would tell them that I'm a testament that this prison is always open. The light is always on. You got clothes for every size, and they're not afraid. They're not afraid to put you up front, handcuff you, jump on you. They're not afraid to take your name away from you, give you a number. They're ready. They have bunks.
That's right, my brother. I want to get back to this question right here when the Unchained Truth continues, because there's something specifically that I want to point out, and I would like to get your opinion on it. So, with that said, the Unchained Truth will continue. The Unchained Truth continues with my brother and comrade, Mr. Antone Mack. I would like to get back to that last question because, I be thinking about a lot of those children out there, whether they're little girls or little boys. They go through a lot of physical abuse from parents or from a close relative or, somebody just nearby, whether it's they're being molested or whether they're being just physically beaten on, things of that sort right there. And I would just like to know, what can you say to them that can inspire them, to live past their worst moments? Something that can uplift them or some type of advice that can help them bring them up out of their situation.
Well, my advice to them, the first I didn't experience that, so I want to know the first line of defense too. But my advice to the children that are dealing with abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, is to tell someone. That'd be my first thing. Yell, holler, grab a phone, text, call whoever. I come from the streets calling the police. is the last thing that I used to tell somebody to do, but especially when dealing with something like that, you call someone 911, you call for anybody. You tell them that he's been touched, you tell them that you're been hit on, you tell them that you've been verbally insulted. It is a such thing as mental abuse. So you have to tell someone. Despite what the abuser is saying, what the abuser is doing, and what he's threatened to do, he or she, tell someone.
That's the best advice you could possibly give them, my brother. Because, you know, there are children out there that faces this reality, you know, and I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for all the children that's out there that's going through this reality in their lives, facing these experiences. And like my brother said, contact anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you're at school, speak to the principal, speak to your counselor, speak to your teacher. You know, reach out to anybody. Tell your best friend. Tell them to tell their mother, their father, whoever. You know, this is a very important issue. You know, something that I really take dear to, because I know that there's a lot of children out there in society that goes through these things. And I've been around children that has had these experiences. And, you know, it is just a lot of them that, because a lot of these children, whenever they have these experiences, that's what leads them to the streets, leads them to doing drugs, leads them to stripping, being prostitutes, or just doing anything to escape the reality of their situation. But you can face down your situation from the beginning. And that's what I would like for all the children out there to know too, as well, for myself. I'd like to ask you this question right here, Mr. Antone Mack. If you could talk to your younger self, what would you say?
I would be quick to tell them to stay in school, stay out the street, to not sell drugs, to put the gun down, to not carry it, stop fighting, the stealing, disrespect towards your elders, the lack of not wanting to do what's right and to continue to do what's wrong. I would tell him to sit down, to focus on the schoolwork, to continue to listen to his mother, and that if you continue down that path you're on, you're headed to somewhere where they care nothing about you.
So let me ask you this. What does a second chance in society mean to you?
Oh, the second chance means everything, man. The second chance, that's what I'm breathing for, man. I'm breathing for the second chance to improve myself, to make a better way for my children, to make a better way for those around me. So the second chance means everything. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna make the best of it.
Hey, Mr. Mack, if you were released tomorrow, what's the first thing you would do?
I will hug my mother. I will cry on the shoulder and tell her, let's go get the kids together.
That's right, my brother. That's right, boy. Hey, what are your hopes, goals, or dreams for when you return home?
To build a family stronger. To put the weight of everyone on my back that's going through things. To work hard. To build my kids' characters up. One of them will be grown, but he's strong-minded. He will be good, and I just want his younger siblings to have the same character, to be very respectful, and to guide them into the future the right way.
That's right. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, when we're dead and gone, you know, I want you to tell the listeners about your legacy. Like, what do you want people to remember about you, Mr. Antone Mack? What do you want them to remember about that individual right there?
I would want them to remember my heart. We want them to remember the good that's in me. I would like for them to remember that. Just like my mother, I know evil exists. It's just I have a heart full of love, man, and positive thoughts with a positive vibe. So I would want them to remember that even when they're faced with the hardest thing, the hardest task in life, or the hardest moment, that I wish the best for them all. Wish the best for the whole world. That's what I want to remember about me the most, man. The pure heart, the heart.
I definitely remember that about you, my brother. I done been with you long enough, so, I know you. You know what I'm saying? You definitely have a genuine heart, man. You're a good brother. Stand up, 10 toes down, very intelligent, very charismatic. And I definitely enjoy you, man. I definitely enjoy being around you. Is there someone who has given you a guiding light throughout your prison journey? Someone who has given you inspiration?
Oh man, from everything, I can't even get it out. You got me stuttering, my brother. Yeah, man, from within here, man, it's you, man. Who am I kidding, man? I be lying to myself, man. So I say I don't look in your eyes and I don't see motivation, man. And also Ted with that big ass head, excuse my language, mama. Yeah, he always working on his business plan. So that strictly it hits me. Like I say, yeah, I need to get up and read more to want to get my business plan out, want to get the put down the blueprint of something successful. And then you, man, I remember when you told me it was 2020, February 2022. They came and told me the Packers were going to meet in custody, and I was reneging. I didn't want to go. I came to you. I told you, man, trying to make me move, man. You looked me in my eyes, and I don't know if you remember, you said, man, without mama excuse my language, you said, man, pack your shit and get the hell on, man. Go forward. That's what she told me, man. I'm always remember that, man. So right in that moment, you could have just closed your blind and not said nothing, but you chose to speak in a positive light, man. And I'm always remember that with you by that, and be grateful for it.
You're welcome, my brother. Anytime, man. I'm always here for you, my brother. And I definitely have enjoyed your interview, man. I enjoyed this time with you. Are there any last words you would like to share with the listeners of the Unchained Truth?
Yeah, man, y'all be positive, man. Be positive, man. Stay strong. I'm saying, you believe in God, pray to Him, man. Give praise to Him. Thank Him for everything He's done for you. Even in your worst times, man. Be thankful for the worst times, because even though they're worst times, you're alive to see them. So be grateful, man. And to my granddaughter, to my daughter's grandmother, Mr. Sheba Lane, I want to say I appreciate you, because you were my first visitor in prison. You were my first visitor. You brought my daughter to me. Without even me knowing. You went and filled the form out without even me sending it to you. You found the form somehow, some way, and you brought it to me. And I will be ever grateful, and I will love you. I will love you to life for that. So, yeah, to the world, man. Be better. We are better. Peace.
That's right, my brother. Hey, thank you for sharing your truth, your pain, your lessons, and your hope. Here on the Unchained Truth, we don't just tell stories, we build bridges. Your words today have the power to reach beyond these walls, to spark understanding and to remind the world that change is possible. To those listening on the outside, never forget, behind every prison ID is a human being. To those still inside, your voice is still powerful. Your future is still yours, and your story is not over. We see you, we hear you, and we're fighting with you. Until the next time, peace from the Unchained Truth.